This just by its name, it's a fundraising event for our beloved ones, our family members, our relatives, our acquaintances back home in, particularly in Swat Valley, and then there are surrounding areas in northwest Pakistan, that the trouble is going on for the last so many years, and now finally the whole population is now out of the valley in that particular area. So for that matter, we decided among our own community, a few of our members, that to do something for them, to raise funds in whatever capacity we have. Personally, there are a lot of members of our community who are working and raising funds privately. Some are helping their own family members, some are helping their neighbors, because like I have not my own family affected. They are living in Bajaur now and Islamabad, scattered out in Lahore. There are a lot of others who are stationed somewhere else. We have our neighbors there, people who couldn't afford going out, leaving the area. They just stayed behind, and they are having that hell of a life in that curfew. So we decided, like it was a couple of weeks ago, that why not to have some kind of fundraising for the people. And also the problem is that it's in the last 15 years after Rwanda in 1994, that it's a displacement of its kind. And in Pakistan history, it was the biggest in its history after partition. So, but in the media, we don't see that much of projection for this. So our main point of this was raising money, as well as making our point and bringing in the attention of the media, and also our elected representatives or MPs, MPPs, in any way, in any manner they could help. So we today get together, and for that matter, we have this Swat, give it just a name, Swat IDPs Relief Fund, that if we could collect a little bit of money, that would be helpful back there, and could help the people in the camps or living with the host families. Then again, there was, like in community, it's just like everyone has an own ideology, and those, so we want this thing to be a non-political event. Everyone has, I know and you all know that everyone has those different ideologies. One belongs to one particular thinking, the other belongs to another thinking. So we didn't want to go into those conflicts and misunderstandings. Just to sit together, get together, ask other community members, try to sell the tickets as much as we can, ask for donations. And then at the same time, we asked Islamic Relief Canada, who is actually practically involved there in one of the international organizations, that they have their camps there in Mardan and Sawabi, and they are already they put around $10 million from their emergency funds, because this is so, like it's a catastrophe. Now we don't see in the news, we do a lot of news related to that area, but not specifically to this problem. Like on the ground, it's just totally brutal. And today we have one of our speakers, Salma Taulajan. She just returned day before yesterday from the camps. She visited, she went there, she visited, and she would also talk about that. We have our own two other community members, Mr. Abdul Rab and Mr. Javed Iqbal. Javed Iqbal has his own family affected. His uncle got killed in a bomb on their house. So there are a lot of, like, these things are all personal to us. I have my family staying in Peshawar, my sisters, everyone. And the same is with all others. We are not just only concerned for our own family, but they are now, like every day, I was making this presentation which I have been putting out for 10-15 minutes, that every day I have to change the figures, because if you go to those websites, official Pakistani government websites, every day the numbers are changing. Because now they were curfew, the other day, 3-4 days back, again the curfew got relaxed, and then there was again another rush of people getting out of the valleys, because there is no food, no electricity, no water, nothing. So that was the only concern for us for today, to get together, and we were expecting, we were hoping to get as much people that we know to sell them the tickets, but everyone was saying that they are helping in their own capacity, and that's fine, and that's good. That in whatever capacity we could get, help the people back there. So that's a great thing for us, and we will not rest here. We will keep on doing these things, barbecues, in whatever capacity we do. I ask my friends to even ask their kids to raise fund, because we see here the local Canadians, they sell chocolates for all those things. They do a lot of things that we can do the same things. So that was the only idea behind this fundraising and get together. And we are hoping few of the elected members that they would also show up, and we will also tell them our concerns, because we need Canadian government to step up. Because the UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon the other day, they requested I think $548 million, and the pledges are there, but I think it's only 12 to 20% they got, and the rest it's still in the air. Nobody is coming up, and they are just asking for emergency funds, because they say that we are going to shut down all our activities, and it would affect the whole lot of their population. And at the same time, the population, there is a lot of burden on the local communities there, because in the camps we have just only like a fraction of that. We have 200,000, but the rest, in the 3.3 million, they are with the host communities in Mardan, in Sawabi, along the way there was the Malakand agency, and I am from this roster on behalf of the Swat and adjoining area people. I am very thankful to those people, and they have their people right now with us in the community. We are so much thankful for all your help, and at the same time with all other communities all over Pakistan who are helping and trying to help out those affected people. So that's all our responsibility, being humans, being the fellow Muslims, in whatever capacity we could help. We should, and we will be, inshallah, we'll be pushing this thing to make it more and more aware. And the only thing is to make this awareness for those affected people, so that they could help and they could settle down. And then the other problem is the huge task ahead in the future is the rehabilitation, because they have everything lost. They have their business lost, because Swat and the adjoining areas, there is a tourism-based economy, and it's in shatters like the last 3-4 years. There's nothing. Like even one that Kalam, a lot of people who know that they have around 400-500 hotels, and they are all shut down. It's almost third year. The same is with Buner. There were like 500 marble factories, and a lot of people working there, they have nothing to do. Now, in some of the areas, the action has stopped. Government is asking people, but how could they go back? Because there's nothing, no infrastructure there, and all these things have to be taken in mind. At the same time, there are a lot of other problems to those IDPs down the country. Sometimes there was restriction on their movement. They were not allowed to go to the other areas, and that was the problem with all those that, okay, for what it's our whole country belongs to us. Why just restricting us to that one province? And then again, they have problem with their IDs, ID cards, and all those things. So that's the concern for all of us, that we have to raise this issue and try our best to help as much as we can. And for that, just going by the program today, we have three of our members from our community that who will be speaking with us, Mr. Abdul Rab, Mrs. Salma Taulajan, and Mr. Javed Iqbal. And then I'll be presenting, I just make a presentation to just show you of what the IDPs are going through, all those situations, a little bit of discussion about that area, the background of that area, that how it was and how it changed. And then there will be a little bit of few speeches from the elected members, which we are expecting to show up. One is Jim Keriganis, who is a Liberal MP from Scarborough. The other one is Kuldeep Kular, who is MPP from Brampton. And Bob Beckett, who is MP from Mississauga, Avondale. He was supposed to show up today, and we arranged everything, but he just called on the last minute that he got involved in another important meeting, and so he sent his regrets. So that's also fine. Thanks for his gesture. And then we will have dinner. So I'm now requesting Mr. Abdul Rab to come up the stage and just talk with you guys for a few minutes and just talk briefly about the situation back home.